So hi, Phil.
What's going on, man?
We are here on the Rabid Elephant booth, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to show us the Portal Drum, which I think we saw an early revision of, maybe whenever that was. I can't remember.
2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
2 years ago. 19. Superbooth 19. Yeah.
So talk us through any of the updates and how far you are along with it.
Sure, it's pretty close to being released. The last version was a bit smaller, if people remember, and we spent a lot of time after Superbooth refining a lot of things. We redid the VCO. It's a tri-core that will start monotonically every time. We redid the transient section, which also feeds into the sync of the waveform, and we redid the gap filter, and we added some FM shapes, fully featured attenuators on all inputs. In the final release, these will probably be proper metal pots with real skinny pencil knobs. We added a meow circuit here, which is pretty cool. The high pass now is tracking, so it'll track the tune.
So you passed over that meow quite quickly. Is
yes.
That a small cat in there or something?
Yeah, a tiny bit. I think a lot of people here use cats to make synthesized music here. But yeah, so this is kind of like something we added. I think it was the last feature we added, but my colleague Yanni thought it was absolutely important, so we added the meow. But yeah, it's a pretty solid kick at this point, and it also does a lot of high frequency clicks, ticks. You can really shape the tone with the gap filter. There's a transient section for really snappy stuff, and they all kind of interact. If you move the transient here, let's get a short click. There we go. For all kinds of pops, clicks, rims, things like that. And the new oscillator will track probably at least six octaves reliably, and it's temperature stable. So that'll be cool for high frequency bass lines. But yeah, the main thing it started out was kicks, so we'll do some nice kicks. As before. We added a couple little tricks here. Let me turn that down. This is the saturation mode via wavefolder, which the original had. So you can get pretty gnarly and hairy. And then we also added a traditional saturation stage, which is a little bit slightly asymmetrical clipping. We're trying to keep up with the ritual guys over there, so we were just cranking this shit out. And a lot of that's shape with the filters. Yeah, and of course it does clean stuff. There's a punch. I can't remember if this was on the original. There's a punch setting, which gives enough hold time for the low frequency, the kick ranges, sub 100 hertz ranges to come in and out and give like a full body. So there's a punch and pillow setting. And what else we got? Oh, the Dyna control system. Every input has a sample and hold. So essentially what you do, imagine you had a dynamic gate signal where you ran your gate signal through a VCA. You could just send this signal into this one input here, and because of the sample holds, it'll hold it, of course, till the next trigger. But you can also program the force response of the drum just using the attenuators. So anything that's zeroed out won't be affected. But if you have a control signal, I'll just rip it out from here. Something like this. Let's see here. You can have dynamic response in this case. Decay time, any of the parameters here. So you can pitch decay, even tune is normal to that. So you can, with one wire or two, if you have like a dynamic control here, for Dyna control, you can have the whole drum run with just one wire. And then as you patch into the CVs, it breaks it off from that Dyna control matrix. So it's kind of a nice macro control for that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. There's our custom FM shape, which is over here. I'll try and do a sound where you can hear a little better. Yeah, trying to watch the gain there. There you go. So kind of hear the FM there. And so ours, this is a traditional, you'll find this in pretty much every drum machine. It's just a RC decay. Ours is much more quick and up front. And so for a lot of like portal kick settings, you know, like people with softer kicks that want to fit more in a mix where the kick's not the main feature, you can really create a profile that doesn't stick out too long, you know, but still punches and cuts through. But yeah, I think that's all the features.
Cool.
That we've added, yeah.
Do you have kind of any idea when it's going to be available, or and a price point you're kind of aiming for?
Yeah, so I've been talking to people here. This machine is all analog, and at some point we changed the timing circuit to have a fairly elaborate pulse train. So there's 8 individual triggers that get fired every time a hit is sent into the hit input. And so we were using a microcontroller to time those very precisely, and also phase align. For each envelope generator, we have 2 trigger pulses. There's an envelope here, an envelope here, an envelope here, sync pulse, and then we do some little trick thing with the amp, the final amp VCA. But that part, it's an STM32, and from what I've been hearing around here, there's like
impossible to get hold of.
Yeah, they're impossible. So we either have to swap that out with something that's available, or find them. I don't know. I gotta check on that. So I think that's the only holdup. It's pretty much ready to go. The meow circuit. Oh, I forgot the meow. I'll go over that real quick. But yeah, that's I think the only holdup really that's going to add like a lot of manufacturing delays. So watch your level. There you go. The meow is actually, it started as a mix tool. I'm going to add more range to it. But basically what it does is it takes front end energy, harmonic energy, and it sends it back into the drive circuit. So instead of having all the energy up front like this, it can transition it into the later parts of the waveform. And so what ends up happening is in a mix context, if you have a lot of energy on the front, on the ones or the quarters or wherever your kicks are, it can transfer that energy to slightly after that hit pulse, which works really well for mix settings. The reason we call it meow is it actually sounds with a lot of kind of sounds like a cat meowing. Maybe a dead cat. But yeah, we're probably gonna add a little more range on that. But it's a really cool mix tool along with the other stuff here for getting kicks to kind of just right off of the bat sit into a mix.
Brilliant.
So yeah, that's Portal Drum.
Well, Phil.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks, Ed. It's good to see you again, man.